What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about some things I've been trying to do for the S197 platform, which in particular is my 2013 GT500. For quite some while now I've been trying to figure out how I can personalize this car to my liking, to where it's kind of indistinguishable and a little bit unique in some fashion. And so I came up with a few ideas. I put some wheels in the car, I put some Roush side splitters in the car, and I also put these little 355 vinyls on the hoods, where typically the S281 or the S351 vinyl sticker would go on the Salines and the SN95 platforms. So I thought that was kind of a little taste of my own to give it. It's not quite there yet, and so I wanted to do something a little bit more personalized for the car that I haven't seen anybody do yet. But let me backtrack a little bit. So I come from the Terminator background. I've had a lot of 0304 Cobras. A lot of guys, if you have the money, you can do the amber tail lights from the 01 Cobras. And those are really nice tail lights to put on the car, and it gives it a really unique taste. But they're really pricey, and you got to get a harness, and you have to do a little bit of modifications underneath the dash. So I did some thinking and some contemplating, and I decided, what the hell, I'm just gonna do it for this car. So I decided to make my own amber tail lights for the S197 platform. And so if you stick along in this video, I'll show you exactly how I did that and how much money I had to pay for it, which is surprisingly cheap. So if you got less than 10 bucks in your bank account, I assure you, you can replicate this process. All right. So first things first, let's talk about what we need, right? First thing you need is a razor. This is all you need, just one razor. You're gonna be using this to cut up the film. Next thing you need is some amber tinted vinyl film. You can get this stuff on either Amazon or eBay. And then you're gonna need some soap and some water. We're gonna take a look at these tail lights before, and then we're gonna do an after. All right, so as you can tell, the tail lights, they're nice. They're nothing crazy. I mean, everybody has these tail lights, and especially if you keep the car stock, you're really not gonna stand out from the crowd. So what we're gonna do is get to work. Last thing I forgot to mention, you will also need a heat gun or a hair dryer. Once you have the vinyl onto the portion of tail light that you want it to have, you're just gonna use that heat gun to do the final bonding for the adhesive on from the vinyl. So yeah, let's get to work. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is get some measurements. We're gonna go ahead and kind of get a feel for how big this little square is gonna be, or rectangle, and this little shape is gonna be right here on the outer side. We're only gonna do these two on the outer side, and we're gonna leave this one still a white color. All right, so we have our 4 pieces of vinyl cut out. Obviously, these 2 bigger ones are gonna go on the inside, and these 2 smaller ones are gonna go on the outside. Next thing we're gonna do is just kind of wipe the lenses down. I'm just using some regular glass cleaner. Okay, so for this process, I use some regular Dawn dishwashing soap and some water just to create some suds. I'm gonna go ahead and use that as a lubricant between the vinyl and the actual tail light. All right, so we have the clear layer off. We're gonna use some soap and suds to get that lubricated. And onto the actual lens. And then we're just gonna slide that on. Now keep in mind, this is gonna be a little tricky just because of the surface on this isn't necessarily flat. So you're gonna have to do some kind of digging with your nails, but you don't wanna be too rough with it because you don't wanna scratch up the vinyl as well. But you also wanna be sure you're getting out all the bubbles. Next thing you wanna do, and I should have probably done this before, is get your heat gun ready. All right, I'm pretty sure you could do this actually a couple of different ways. But for me, I'm gonna go ahead and have this heated onto the tail light while it's all on there, and then I'm gonna make precision cuts with the razor afterwards. Next thing I'm gonna do is get my razor, and with your precision surgeon hands, start to cut on the edges so that way you cannot notice that much of a difference whenever you get up close to it. All right guys, this is just showing you right off the rip what I did. As you can see in there, there's still a lot of the adhesive on the side, but I'm gonna get that off with some glue off. But other than that, it was a pretty damn clean cut. I got as close to the edges as I can. So once we clean all that up, it'll look really good. Now we're gonna do the second one, and after that, that'll give this time to kind of dry up and just let it sit for a while. And then we'll use that glue off and take off the rest of that adhesive that you see, the glue, the extra glue adhesive that you see on there. I don't think you're able to see how good this looks on camera. I'm gonna try my best to get you better pictures in the light. Just in case you don't know what goof off looks like, this is it right here. Goo gone, goo off, whatever it is. But yeah, it works pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and just kind of apply it on here, on the outer edges of the tail light where the adhesive got stuck on. And we're just gonna rub it in, try to rub it out too. All right guys, so we're completely done with installing the vinyls onto the tail lights, and here is the finished product. It is very tricky to tell what this looks like with this lighting going on right now. So I am gonna take this car out to an empty parking lot and I'll show you guys there. All right guys, so we're here at this empty parking lot and I wanna show you the finished product on these tail lights. I'm not too sure if you can tell with this lighting, but it's got a really good look to it. You can tell that the two outer lenses have the amber inserts. The most inner one is still clear, so I really like this look. I haven't watched this car in a while. Oh, also here's the little 355 vinyl emblem that I was talking about earlier. I went ahead and added that just to kind of give it a, you know, a signature look to it. So yeah guys, if you found this video helpful, feel free to like and subscribe. I will be putting out a lot more content with this car, and hopefully you guys enjoy this stuff. It's a different idea. You don't really see too many S197s with this pattern of tail lights. It's kind of been a reserved look for the 01 Cobras, and then, you know, the 03, 04 guys adopted that as well. And if there's any revisions I'm gonna make to these tail lights, is actually going to be gain a more brighter, maybe a deeper amber color. But for now, I'm gonna see how this works out, and if anything changes, I will keep you guys posted. But until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.